Hello, my name is Rachel. Welcome to my channel, A Little Bit of Something. And today I'll be giving you 3 important things that you need to put into consideration when you come into the UK for your master's degree. So if you're interested in this video, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Number 1, accommodation. Accommodation is very important. You need to decide where you're going to sleep and where you're going to stay during the course of your degree. Could it be 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years, as the case may be. Now, there are some schools that most schools in the UK, they have accommodation facilities that come with the institution. But you might decide that, I want to stay off campus. It's your decision, but you have to plan ahead. So if you decide to stay in school, if you decide to stay in campus, you have to understand that the school most of the time require you to pre-book ahead of time because of limited spaces. You have to reach out to the school. In most cases, they will tell you to pay a deposit alongside the deposit with your tuition fees. So you have to plan that, and you also have to research on the websites of the school the kind of accommodation that is available. So sometimes they could have single bedroom with toilet and shared kitchen, or you could have a flat where you have to share with other students. So you have to consider the type of accommodation you would want and then pre-book ahead of time. Now, most of the time, the information regarding pre-booking is sent months earlier before school resumes. So if you want to stay in school, you have to have that information handy. You have to make sure that you are consistently checking your emails, you're consistently checking the school's website for such information. Another thing to accommodation is if you want to stay off campus. Now, in the UK, they do not lease out flats without you checking the site. You have to be here. So it means that you have to come way ahead of time before school resumes to check out the flat. So the things you have to put into consideration for that is book a hotel that you're gonna stay probably for like 2 weeks or 1 week, and make sure you check for affordable hotels. You can book a hotel from Nigeria or wherever you are through some booking sites. We have booking sites such as booking.com, wakanow.com, travelstart. So you can book your hotels on those websites. And make sure you're checking for something that is within your budget. So don't go and choose a hotel that is extremely expensive, because you don't want to spend so much money and at the end of the day you don't get exactly what you need. So it's basically just a place to like rest for the night, and then before you finally get to your own place. So if you're staying off campus, get a good hotel. When you get a good hotel, also check websites for accommodation that will suit your needs. Now, oftentimes there are different Facebook groups organized by different institutions within the school stating the kind of accommodation facilities that are available for you to rent outside campus. So you have to, before resuming, you have to check, constantly checking those websites for such groups. So you could find on the group something saying, oh, I am a boy, I live with my brother, we have a family house, we have a space, and if you would like to rent for usually minimal fees. And you also have to determine the kind of accommodation you want. Some accommodation facilities don't come with internet, they don't come with microwaves, they don't come with washing machine. So you have to make sure that you put all those things into consideration. What are the kind of facilities you want to enjoy when you are doing your program, and not having to pay so much to enjoy some facilities. You could always get some good accommodation facilities at a bargain, so also watch out for those kind of things. So if you're looking for accommodation outside campus, make sure that you book a hotel room before you come in, and then whilst you're in the hotel room, you can then begin to look out for places. Make sure you also visit the site and make sure it's up to standard. So you're checking most importantly the water, the electricity, and your post box, as the case may be, and basic things that are necessary for you to enjoy your stay while in that apartment. Also, some schools offer such things as a group where you can have your contract checked. For Durham University, where I currently school, they have a contract checking group or team in the DSU, that is our student union, where they can help you to check the contract you are filling for that particular landlord or landlady. So you have to make sure that the contract is not something that you cannot be a part of. You have to make sure the contract is legal and it's binding. So number 2 thing that you want to consider when you're coming to settle is your classes and your timetabling and your schedule, how it goes. Now, when I first came in, it was a bit confusing for me because the system here is quite different from Nigeria. Okay, so you want to make sure that you understand their classes and your timetabling system. Constantly, information is being sent to your school email before you even resume. So you have to make sure that you have that school email already set up. It has to be already set up, and then make sure that you're consistently checking the emails if there is something from your department or something from your faculty and events that are being held, to give you more information about your program and how your classes are going to be held. You don't want to miss any class because every single class is important, and you don't want to be found, being the one who is quote unquote unserious, especially because you are an international student, you're paying so much money, or if you came on a scholarship, you just need to make the best of the time that you have here. So you have to make sure that you have your classes, you understand where your classes are held, the venues, because it differs at different times. All your classes will likely not be held in the same building. For me, my classes are held in 3 different buildings, so you have to make sure that you know where your classes are and you settle in as soon as possible. One thing you can also do to help you settle down fast is send an email ahead of time to either your director, the director of your department, asking them to send you a reading list so that you can prepare ahead of the classes. Most of the classes here are in form of workshops, seminars, and they are mostly discussion groups. So you need to be ready so that you can, convey your own ideas, even if the idea seems foolish, but you convey your own ideas and make sure that you get the best of that class. So your lecturer might put out an idea for you. You also respond in the affirmative to just enjoy your time. And even if you don't understand anything, make sure that you ask questions. Number 3 thing you have to consider when you come into the UK is your shopping. Now, it is very easy to get carried away because mommy and daddy just recently deposited some amount of pounds into your account. So you're like, okay, I can splurge the way I want. Now, the currency is not the same as that of Nigeria. The money that you spend is not the same. It's very different. And do not make the mistake of trying to change the rate here to that of Nigeria. It will not really help your spending ways, so to speak. So in the UK, they have the pound and the pence. So you also have to deal with spending coins, and those coins are also very important. You can imagine it will be that bad if you want to pay and you have to pay 20 pence and you don't even have 20 pence to pay. So most of the time they have card machines here where you can slot in your card or swipe your card or connect your card to your phone and have all that transaction done as easy as possible. So you want to make sure that your shopping is done as minimal as possible, because there are websites and places where you can get things at £1. You don't have to spend so much, especially if you are not the kind of person that really likes to splurge. And if you want to splurge, there are places you can do that, but you have to plan ahead of time. Okay, so what can help you when you're coming to the UK is have a list of things that you intend to buy. So there are basic things that you might need that initial first week, probably your toiletries. You can buy that, off the top of your head. So you can buy that off the top of your head. And when you buy that, when you want to buy your major things, you have to plan critically. So you might have classes coming in back to back, and in the city centers here, there are lots of glamorous shops. There are lots of places that you can visit. You don't want to be the one, picking because you're like, oh, it's just £59, it's just £60. You don't want to spend so much money. Okay, you want to plan. So before you go out there shopping till you drop, make sure you have the plan, a plan of the list of a list of things that you want to buy. Okay, have it listed out in a scale of preference. Have it listed out with a particular amount. You can what you can also do is window shopping. You can do online shopping. Okay, so you check the different prices of that particular thing within different shops. Okay, and then also like, compare and contrast. So is this one expensive? Is this cheaper? You don't really have to like buy every single thing. And most of these shops also have what they call deals. They have sales, they have lots of discounts. So take advantage of those discounts, especially as a student. Excuse me. You don't want to go ahead splurging and spending so much money, and at the end of the day you're left with £10 and barely enough to feed. So as a bonus, I'll be including dining out and entertainment and all that. So of course you came here to study, but you also have to like enjoy your time while you're here. So you can put some money aside, probably £10 to £20 for your enjoyment time. Okay, so you can either you decide to watch a movie or you go on a dinner with friends, whichever you pick. So like I said, there are different sites where you can do your shopping. There are sites such as AliExpress, eBay, Amazon, and I know Amazon offers a Prime membership for students, so you get things at a cheaper rate and it will be delivered to you faster. So make sure that you're watching out for things that would cut down the amount of money that you will be spending when it's time for you to go for your shopping. There's also an app called Unidays that affords students to do shopping across different platforms, a lot of discounts, 15% to 70%. So you want to watch out for such app and take advantage of it. The only thing I'll say about Unidays is most of the time, most of the websites they have on their platform is usually like high, expensive shops, boutiques. So most of the time the discount is not really it's a bit tricky. So the price is still high, but it enables you to cut down costs. So if you want to wear something like an Adidas, for example, you want something of a brand, a big brand, you can visit Unidays and you can check through, but also make sure that you are buying something that you actually need and will actually make a use of. Okay, so those are the I think the 3 important things you have to consider. Alongside accommodation, you can include feeding into it. If you're coming from Nigeria, make sure you carry your gari, your maybe your mangi and your crayfish, your ogbono, your egusi, perfectly grounded. I think you can get palm oil on Amazon, and then you can get there some other things you can get on Amazon, especially if you're living high. You're coming to school up north where I am, where there are not many Africans, and then you can get there some other things you can get on Amazon, especially if you're living high. You're coming to school up north where I am, where there are not many African stores. But if you are coming to London, well, so I will just to recap the things that I shared. I talked about accommodation. You have to plan your accommodation. Number 2, you have to look at your class schedule and your timetable. And number 3, your shopping. There are 3 important things you have to consider before you come into the UK and immediately you arrive, so you don't end up wasting time and settle in right and easy. Thank you so much for watching my channel today. I hope you got a little bit of something today that will help you. If you like this video, kindly click the subscribe button and put a thumbs up right there. You can follow me on all my social media, Rayche Riches, on Twitter, Snapchat and Instagram. I'm also on Facebook as Rachael Wanogho, so please kindly follow and share this video to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.